Hi, I'm Rachel Gregg, the crew liaison with the Montana Film Office, and this is Crew Call. Hey everybody, Rachel Gregg here, the crew liaison with the Film Office. Today on Crew Call, we're taking you out to Four Corners in the Bozeman area to talk with JP Gabriel, the owner and operator of a grip and lighting house in Montana, FilmLites.
I'm JP Gabriel, and I'm a gaffer and a lighting director on movie, films, and television work. I'm also a rental company called FilmLites Montana. We manage all the grip and lighting that's usually rented within the state of Montana. Lighting and grip and cranes and generators and cable and production supplies and kind of a one-stop shop. I went to Arizona State University and got my degree in theater. Mostly I was an actor. I auditioned for a Budweiser commercial up here in Montana, and I made about $50,000 on that commercial. That changed my whole outlook on life. I really wanted to make a decent living, and what I witnessed when the production happened, I was fascinated by the lighting, by the key grip, building these car rig. I was just watching all this happen. I went, this is where I want to go. My parents were farmers out of Big Sandy, and so we went to our farm lender, and I went in there and I said I wanted to buy a grip truck. And he was like, a what? I said, a grip truck. It's a truck that carries all this motion picture equipment that, you know, for lighting and all this. And he's like, he says, are your folks still farming? I go, yeah, they're farming. He goes, so you need a farm truck, is what you're saying. I go, oh yes, a farm truck, yes, that's exactly what I need. I need a farm truck. And he says, I can't get a grip truck past the committee, but a farm truck, no problem. So my first loan was a 5-ton farm truck. It was the weirdest looking farm truck there ever was, but that's what it was on the books. A question that's always asked is like, what is a gaffer? Where did the name gaffer come from? And that is a good question. Back in the old days in the theater, lights would be hung up on high rafters on battens out of the reach, and the gaffer, who was the lighting director, would get his pole out and had a gaffer hook, and he'd reach up there and he'd adjust the light according to what the show was. It's kind of vaudeville and during those times. And key grip was the same thing. It came from that old school beginnings in New York when the theater would go, and the grip, they called him a grip because he gripped the hand lines and the fly system, and it was a hands-on job, the grip. And the key grip, he had a set of tools that were specifically made for the theater, for the fly system and different things. And it was always carried in a little grip. And so that's the stories I heard, that the origination of those two things, and they have evolved, obviously, as they've found their way in the film business. The hierarchy is the director works hand in hand with the cinematographer, and they decide what the look of the film's going to be, what it's going to, the qualities of how they want it shot, and then from that it's translated from the cinematographer to the gaffer and the key grip as to how to execute. We break down the artistic vision that they have into the mechanics of what it takes. And that means what kind of lights are we going to use? What kind of power will we need? Where are we going to place these? How are we going to get them there? How are we going to manipulate the light? And that generally goes into the key grips world of either diffusing light, blocking light, reflecting light. These are the qualities of the light that we have to manipulate on the set all the time. Well, in Montana, I've worked on A River Runs Through It, Far and Away, a movie called Plum Summer with Henry Winkler. And North Fork was definitely a standout because we had a lot of stars in it, but it was more of an art house movie. The set of North Fork, we were almost done with it, and we had the last 3 weeks, Nick Nolte was coming. We were noticing that our paychecks were bouncing. That's never a good sign anywhere you work, especially in the film business, because it's a risky business. We realized they were having a cash crunch problem, and we brought the director and the producer in, and we had a sit down with them, and we said, listen, for the last week of the shoot, which will include the Nick Nolte footage, we are going to keep the negative of the film. So you won't be able to complete the film until you pay everybody. And somehow that didn't really make their behind the scenes of that movie on the DVD. So we did, every night after shooting, we would take the film, put it in, lock it in our hotel room, and then they were so nervous. But it was the only way they were going to finish the film, or we were all going to walk. And they were mad at first, but then they realized, hey, we're doing them a solid here. We're gonna get it done. That does show some of the get it done attitude that Montanans do have. They're very pragmatic, very practical, very well-rounded too. That's the thing. You go to Los Angeles, you work in the crews there, they stick to exactly what their role is. They sit back, they watch other people work. A lot more times on the set in Montana, we have what we call family style. We have to be very diverse to make it, and that is one of the challenges of being in Montana. You have to be open to doing anything that has to do with productions. It really does become the liaison to the real world. And we take fantasy and we turn it into reality.
Thanks for watching Crew Call. For more information on all things film in Montana, visit montanafilm.com.